Hi guys, I know it's been quite a number of days since we sent you guys an update, and kind of with the Wi-Fi and some other things, I haven't been able to send you guys an update. Know that we are praying for all of you as we continue to experience Lourdes, and wanted to send you a personal video as to what we've experienced the last couple of days. Hope you all had a great weekend, and you're excited to learn. I'll be sending some pictures and some videos in a separate link so that you guys can actually see what we're referencing. But a couple days ago, I think last Thursday is kind of when I did my last video update. Unfortunately, Friday I became pretty sick. What originally I thought was jet lag and fatigue from all of the travel and the excitement. Was a little bit more than that, and tried to rest most of the day. But at the advice of the team here that I've traveled with Malta, they decided to end up taking me to the hospital in a city called Tarbes, which is about 45 minutes away. I had great care from the moment I said I felt sick throughout the hospital. Malta has surrounded me 100% with getting the right medications, had a number of IVs and antibiotics. Was finally released to the hospital in a couple of days of IVs and getting better. So there were a couple of days that I didn't send any updates because I was honestly just trying to rest up, but also wanted to share with you the amazing historical and spiritual things that we saw recently to share with you. So as I mentioned, on Friday I was kind of under the weather, but Saturday we had the opportunity to go to Mass in the grotto with Cardinal Dolan, with all of the Americans, the American Malades under the Order of Malta, and all the great doctors, volunteers, and Knights and Dames of Malta. So that was an amazing experience to be able to be outside at Mass with Cardinal Dolan. As I mentioned, Casey and I, when we first got here, we had the opportunity to meet him. So that was a beautiful Mass. Shortly after that, because I had missed a lot of the activities from the previous days, I had the opportunity to receive a private anointing while I was here, which is something that I will forever cherish. And later that evening, we did what we call the candlelight procession. I'll share with you videos later, but it was a beautiful thing. Again, I had missed the original one with my group, and it's an opportunity where they start at one end of what they call the domain, which is the entire property of Our Lady of Lourdes. They start at one end and they start singing the rosary in many different languages, following the statue of our Blessed Mother, and candles are lit the entire time. The rosary is said in all of those languages, and it zigzags throughout what they call the domain until it gets to the major basilica, and they end the evening. It was beautiful, smaller crowd than the night before, but it was followed by a major lightning and rainstorm. So we've got some pretty cool claps of lightning and thunder that we caught on video, but unfortunately it ended pretty quickly because of the severe weather that was in the area. So I can't wait to show you those. On Sunday, we went to Mass with about 15,000 other members of Malta that have come from all over the world. That number I think might be a little bit more, but we went to the St. Pius Underground Church, which is where we held that. It was a rainy Sunday, so we got to go with all of the other Malades, the Knights, the Dames, hundreds of priests, dozens of bishops, and Cardinal Tomasi, who is the appointed cardinal for the Order of Malta. So that was a beautiful Mass, said in many different languages, and something I'll never be able to forget. Then Casey and I had an opportunity to go into the grotto and have just alone time. Pray, take all of your petitions, take all of our petitions, and just leave it all for Mary. And it's a beautiful experience that words and videos will never be able to articulate. But I hope you, with your families, take the time to learn more about Saint Bernadette, the immense suffering that she had with her illness. the immense impoverished conditions that she lived in, the weather of the area, and how the Blessed Mother, the words and the lack of words she used to bring Bernadette to her, and then to eventually spread her message and find the grotto that still springs today, which is where we sit and which is where we've brought your petitions, and where we try to go as often as possible just to be in contemplative prayer, and have Mass and know that our Blessed Mother appeared there in the springs that come from that grotto. Not only do they run today, but they are healing thousands. We had another opportunity to go back into the baths. I know we had kind of mentioned that. I think I'm going to take a whole different video update to share with you the experience of the baths, because that's something that kind of deserves a little bit of time to go into. And then we followed that again. We actually finished the candlelight procession. We were able to see that from the top, which was beautiful. Today I had the opportunity, because again of missing some activities, we actually got to see the original upper basilica and crypt basilica that were the original two buildings of the back in the 1800s, early 1900s, when they decided to take the direction from the Blessed Mother and build the churches there. And in there we got to visit a relic of Saint Bernadette. She is considered an incorruptible saint, and she actually left Lourdes shortly after the apparitions ended, joined the convent, and never returned to Lourdes. Her body actually resides in a different area of France. Again, encourage you to read more up about the later years of her life. She died at a young age of 33, which is also the age that Christ died. And we ran into Cardinal Tomasi at the upper basilica earlier today, and we actually have a picture with him today. So that's another amazing blessing. Tomorrow is our last day here in Lourdes, and so we're taking the opportunity to see the things that we want to see for the last time, pack our bags, and make the very, very long journey home. So much that I want to share with you all, so little time, and I've already kept you for over 7 minutes. Again, I encourage you all, and encourage your families to read more about Our Lady of Lourdes and Saint Bernadette and the amazing gifts that we have been graced with because of the apparitions and because of Saint Bernadette. We will catch you hopefully more tomorrow with some more updates and some videos and photos. God bless everyone. Bye-bye.